Hello, Self Cosmos Ohana, Soul Dr. Nick here. This is Magic Mirror work for October 27th, 2025, Monday, around 9:45 a.m. Preparing to head out around 10:30 a.m. for my own ceremony and looking at actually letting out this primal rage scream, this patterning, this victim mentality, this stuff, and it's really coming up. Last night really got triggered into it, and I realized this morning as someone else wrote me and said, need to chat with you soon about my stuff and people doing this to me. I realized I'm in victim mentality too, because I judged her. I was like, oh my god. Someone says a couple words, flaps their mouth, and I'm just like, holy crap, I'm in my stuff. It doesn't take much. It goes from great to terrible, and I'm like, I can't believe they did this to me. And how is it that this keeps happening? And how is it that I have such a rage inside that I suppress with my shutting down, and then from there going into separation, from there going into and happening over and over and over again. That's just the background trade noise. Just turning on the noise reduction even more because it's pretty loud. And recognizing that there's this conflict, inner conflict, is always looking for someone to blame. And so this is the work today to start the process and then have an integrative process with Bob Frizzell, with Breath Alchemy, and just noticing. And I'm really grateful for the team members I've created for this lifetime. And it's not easy. Sometimes I'm like, it'd be way easier doing this on my own. And then I can remember my days when I was truly single, lonely, and when I really felt like isolating, because it's like, what's the point of life? I would go from, making sure that no one would notice that I was missing for a couple weeks, and then video games, movies, pornography, eating crap, repeat till so exhausted, fall asleep, wake up, maybe have a little reprieve, but then get right back at it. And inside, blue light, non-native EMF, all that stuff. So it's just interesting. And this morning I was listening to Jack Cruz and just being reminded of all these dis-eases that I've created for myself. And man, and then what is there that may need to happen for myself, family, everyone else, jumping before I'm ready to. And then writing on a list of all the things that there is to do and starting to actually check some things off. Just the beingness of it all, just realizing how everything feels futile sometimes. Man, there's just so many stories. And then coming back to this present moment, like I was like, this present moment, I really need to express these things. Like, what is the intention today? What is it? How to crystallize it? Receive, flow, freedom, fuckery, just general fuckery. Being able to say some of these things, like, and express it to a beautiful couple who's holding this, who's about to bring a baby into this world, and just being able to be with all the stuff that is coming up with that, giving birth to this moment. And then just how angry and tight the jaw is, the belly is, the chest is, playing with different artificial intelligences, playing with my own energy levels, kundalini, all that stuff, playing with my own sense of responsibility, playing with the selfishness, radical selfishness. If I'm really selfish and owning this, then I'm owning my own victim mentality. I'm owning the inner conflict. I'm owning this, but asking for guidance to navigate it, because I've been looping. Even though I know it's not the same loop, I have been looping. And there's so many twists and turns in this mind. And even that, so many stories. Looking at the plants, looking at this minimum security prison, which is what I call a condo now, looking at, that's the biggest thing for us, shifting the EMF, is shifting where we live. Shifting where we live, like surrounded by all this stuff. Regardless of how I might judge, for example, my own family for how much non-native EMF they have, the amount of non-native EMF in this condo is probably more than what they're doing to themselves. And this is our background story. And the background story of the comfort of the home and not getting outside. And that's why this rooftop is really important for me. It gets me outside, at least, outside into the fresh air, which changes things for even a few minutes of the day. And I missed the sunrise because it's like I needed to breathe. I needed to breathe. I did an hour and a half of PMF. I did an hour and a half of red light. I really pushed myself to detox today. So we'll see how things go. And lots of fluids shifting. So is there anything else? I leave a message from a dear friend, Matt, my founding partner, and we'll take from there. Ciao for now.